Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jesse Thomas. This is your late CTV news. Tonight, wicked weather, freezing rain, and snowfall warnings are all in place across the Maritimes. Then, an investigation is underway into what caused a fatal fire in Charlottetown. And neighbors near a popular dog park say off-leash dogs are out of control.
Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Jesse Thomas.
Good evening. Weather warnings are in place across most of the Maritimes, and it's causing major issues right across our region tonight. Here's what many of us will be dealing with into the overnight. Freezing rain in much of the Maritimes. With snow in the northern areas of New Brunswick, it's impacting power and leading to outages across several areas, including in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia tonight. In Fredericton, a city transit bus flipped onto its side late this afternoon on Hilton Road. Police say 5 people were on the bus, including the driver, who sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The flipped-over bus took out a power pole. Fredericton Transit, they called off their service early tonight due to poor conditions on the roads. The city also closed all of its recreational facilities early for the night. And the conditions around the greater Moncton area are very slippery as well, as you can see tonight. The downtown streets and highways leading into the city are ice-covered and slushy. And getting around outside the Avenir Centre was treacherous, as you saw here, with some sidewalks and walkways frozen, almost like the skating rink inside the arena. Now, the morning commute could be difficult for some there, obviously. Now, the storm system that moved east into our region is expected to taper off into the overnight, but it did make for a mess today already. CTV's Avery McRae has more on that mess and the impacts it caused.
With just days left in 2025, Mother Nature isn't going out like a lamb.
We're certainly doing our best to keep things in good condition out there.
This latest winter storm has swallowed the Maritimes, leaving everything from heavy snow to downpour-like rains in its path. In St. John, it's the freezing rain that is of the most concern.
Our crews are out and about, putting salt and sand down hills and intersections. So we had some early storms that tested us a little bit, but in terms of our equipment readiness, we're in better shape than we were last year.
Central Canada has been dealing with it for the past day. In Ottawa,
it doesn't matter if it's a roadway or a sidewalk or a winter cycling network, they're all coated in ice at the same time.
In parts of Ontario and Quebec, that mix of rain, ice, and heavy snow made for a messy day both for drivers and pedestrians. The precipitation mix is making travel tumultuous. The lineups were lengthy at Halifax Stanfield International Airport with delayed and canceled flights. The St. John Airport has also seen flight changes, with spokesperson Lori Carl telling CTV News runway crews are doing what they can to prevent the freezing rain from further disruptions. All this precipitation means possible power problems. NB Power says they have crews ready to respond across the province to potential outages. With storm season only beginning, New Brunswick EMO says it's an important time for households to ensure they are prepared.
Make sure that every household's able to sustain itself for a minimum of 72 hours. And things like, as far as driving safety goes, make sure you have, extra blankets, maybe even flares, and some other items that you might need in your car if you ever get stuck.
Given the expected road conditions, officials are asking those who can to avoid travel altogether. For those who still have to get behind the wheel, Jeffrey Downey says the most important tool you can have when tackling the roads in these types of conditions is patience. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
And an investigation continues tonight as officials try to determine the cause of a Charlottetown apartment building fire. 2 people died yesterday, 3 more are in hospital, and others are left without a place to live. CTV's Derek Haggett has more from the island capital.
Foul play has been ruled out in a fire that took the lives of 2 adults and hospitalized 3 others. Dozens of firefighters responded to the 20-unit building on Green Street in Charlottetown around 7 a.m. Sunday. Some residents were rescued through a window, while a few others were taken out the front door.
In the search through the building, we discovered 2 deceased residents of the building. So I just want to say at this time that the fire department extends their sincere condolences to to the families and friends of the victims, and we certainly feel it ourselves.
There's no update on the condition of the 3 people sent to hospital. The Canadian Red Cross has put the residents up at a nearby hotel for the short term. The mayor says it's Charlottetown's deadliest fire since 2013.
My first thoughts go out to the families of the deceased, the 2 fatalities, their families, friends. And to happen during the festive season, the holiday season, it really has an impact on the community.
One neighbor saw smoke coming from the building and went over to see if he could help in any way.
These are people that we know, and you know, I put in my wood, and one of the people that died, he would come and, you know, talk to me while I was doing my wood, and always had a story to tell. And
several displaced pets have been brought to the Humane Society for the time being. The deputy chief says the investigation is ongoing, but could wrap up in a few days. I spoke with a number of neighbors today who didn't want to appear on camera. One woman called it a terrible tragedy, while another says she wishes there were fewer cars driving up and down her street right now. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Charlottetown.
And that was just one of several deadly fires in the region over the holiday season, with fatalities being reported in Fredericton and Bathurst. It's prompted warnings from fire officials. CTV's Josh Smith has more.
In Bathurst, firefighters arrived late on Boxing Day to find a home fully engulfed. After the fire was extinguished, a man's body along with 2 dogs was discovered inside. Days earlier in Fredericton, crews responding to a residential fire were able to remove a trapped occupant. They later died in hospital.
Years ago, you had, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to get out of a house fire. And now it's down to, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes.
Scott Poupart, president of the New Brunswick Association of Fire Chiefs, says there's a few reasons why fire spreads so quickly nowadays.
Building materials burn a lot quicker. They give off a lot more toxic gases, and it's usually not the fire itself that causes the fatalities, it's the gas.
Fire officials say many people underestimate the strain holiday decorations place on electrical systems, and more households using lithium-ion batteries.
The amount of appliances and toys and sporting goods, these third market batteries are certainly an issue.
In Memramcook, firefighters took those warnings directly to the community on Christmas Eve.
If you have a real tree, make sure it's always well watered. Make sure that if you do use real candles, make sure you put them out before you go to bed. One of a good cause of fires also with cooking a turkey.
Poupart says the impact of fatal fires doesn't end when crews leave the scene, especially during the holidays.
Their mental health is very hard on our members as well. So, we count on the public to do their part in fire prevention.
There's still no word on what caused the fatal holiday fires in Fredericton and Bathurst. Both are still under investigation. Josh Smith, CTV News, Shediac, New Brunswick.
And traffic is back to normal along Highway 107 in Dartmouth after a deadly crash over the weekend. Police say a 52-year-old man was killed in a collision near exit 13 on Friday night. The other driver, 31-year-old Shaquille David Skinner, is now facing multiple charges, including impaired driving, causing death and bodily harm. A passenger in Skinner's car also suffered serious injuries. Skinner is also facing firearm-related charges after police found a gun in his car. Officers say impaired driving is a growing concern.
On December 27th at 8:05 p.m., officers responded to a report of a motor vehicle collision on Highway 107 near exit 13N.
Skinner appeared in court today to face a judge. While police have not released the name of the deceased, police say impaired driving checkpoints will be set up ahead of New Year's Eve. And people who live near a popular Halifax park are demanding that the city do something about off-leash dog area. They argue that the barking and animal waste is ruining their neighborhood. CTV's Hafsa Arif has the demands and the city's response.
This stretch of trail and shoreline is one of the most popular spots for dog owners in the city, a rare off-leash park that winds through the forest, along the water, and right up to the beach. But for a small group of residents whose backyards face the park, that popularity has come with a cost.
As you can imagine, 100 meters over a body of water with very little tree buffer allows a lot of noise to come through.
And it's not just barking, but dogs wandering near their properties and the inability to enjoy their own backyard, even in the morning.
Hearing these yips and these howls and owners yelling at their dogs all hours of the day while the park is open. In the early morning, it wakes them up while they're in their beds, while their windows and doors are closed.
The off-leash beach has been in place since 2007, but a few of the nearby neighbors believe the problem worsened as dog ownership surged in recent years.
We'll up the patrols if there's a lot of complaints, and we could do a better job of education. Getting people to understand, we have to live together.
Mancini says while he understands the frustration, closing the park isn't the answer. Instead, the councillor points to better education and enforcement. But the residents' lawyer argues those steps haven't worked so far.
We've tried to work with HRM prior to initiating litigation. We've certainly tried to be reasonable. This is not the first step that the residents have taken. This is kind of the last straw, given that none of the solutions have worked so far.
Residents aren't asking for the park to disappear, but for it to move.
There would be no issue if this was moved, say, further in. I believe Shuby Park is around 40 acres of forest. So it really is just the proximity and the noise.
Mancini says the municipality is open to ideas, but any solution must balance neighbors' concerns with access for the broader community.
Well, I think there has to be an understanding if you're living next to a park. It's like living next to a playground. You're going to have activity that maybe other households wouldn't have.
A court date to schedule next steps is expected in the coming months. Both sides say they hope to reach a resolution before it gets that far. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Dartmouth.
And still to come tonight, we've got your full weather forecast, but coming up next, Boxing Day sales drew big crowds around here.
Packed in here. It's really busy, and it's making me overstimulated.
Bad parking was scarce and clear deals weren't always easy to find. We've got that story coming up next right after the break. Stay tuned. Boxing Week deals brought shoppers out in droves from packed malls to crowded parking lots. But as CTV's Hafsa Arif shows us, well, some say the savings were worth it. Others weren't so convinced.
Malls and shopping districts across the Halifax area buzz with shoppers armed with gift cards and wish lists, looking for the best Boxing Day bargains.
I just got lots of gift cards for Christmas, so I'm just coming here. Yeah.
Some came ready to browse and see just how deep the discounts really were.
Packed in here. It's really busy, and it's making me overstimulated.
For others, the sales were enough to start filling bags.
This is what I yet bought, but yeah, the deals are going so good, and it's a little bit much offers going on, 50%, 30%, so I'm getting whatever I need.
But not every deal lived up to expectations.
They're really good. Some are good, and then some are
they could be better.
They could be better.
And when crowds grew, some started reconsidering how they shop.
The lines are packed, so I got to do online shopping,
Surprised because there is a lineup. Usually it's not lineup in Halifax or Dartmouth, but there is lineup now, so I'm just surprised that there's a big line. I went to Lululemon and there was a big line, so I just dropped my idea to buy anything there.
Parking only added to the challenge.
Parking was super tough, so it took us, I think, literally 15 to 20 minutes to just get a parking spot.
Which was no different across the harbor at Dartmouth Crossing.
Oh, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. We circled around probably 3-4 times.
Despite that, shoppers bundled up and were on the move, navigating an outdoor shopping rush.
Trying to get some good deals. There's a few good sales going on, looking for particular things that we wanted to get that we didn't get for Christmas.
But for some, the saving felt similar.
I'm a salesperson, but I find the sales are no different than any other time of the year, really.
Even so, some left with things they wanted.
A jacket he wanted, so we found that. Couple hats, couple sweaters, some winter clothing.
Whether it's spending gift cards, hunting for bargains, or simply getting out of the house, Boxing Day once again turned shopping districts across the Halifax area into busy hubs. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Okay, time for a quick break, but when we return, your complete maritime weather forecast. There's a lot of weather warnings in place tonight. Stay safe and stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It's time now for a look at your maritime weather forecast. And what a day for weather it's been. Across much of the region, we've seen either snow, freezing rain, or rain, depending on where you are. We'll have a look at some of the warnings that are still on the board. But for now, let's just have a look at some of the current temperatures that we're seeing here on Monday evening. Temperatures starting to warm up, so some of that freezing rain that we saw in parts of mainland Nova Scotia turning over to rain as we see temperatures at 8 in Yarmouth, 9 in Shelburne, 2 in Halifax, and then 1 in Sheet Harbour, -2 still in Sydney, in Cheticamp area. We're still seeing potentially some freezing rain there. As we move into PEI, temperatures right around the freezing mark. As we get into New Brunswick, Moncton's still at -1. We see 2 degrees in St. John now, 0 in Fredericton. And up in northern New Brunswick, we've still got some temperatures below freezing where we're seeing some snow warnings. Let's have a look at some of those warnings as they are on the map right now. Freezing rain warnings are in place for those blue areas that we see. Now, this is going to be ending overnight as the storm system moves east and temperatures begin to pop up ahead of freezing. But it has made for some slippery conditions on roads and sidewalks right around our region. Looking at the white is winter storm warning. We could see anywhere from 20 centimeters of snow in those areas in New Brunswick. That's heavy snow could turn to blowing snow and freezing rain as the nights go over. And in the green, we have rainfall warnings. Anywhere from 25 to 40 millimeters of rain is possible. And that rainfall warning does stretch all the way along the Nova Scotia Atlantic shoreline, all the way to Guysborough County from Yarmouth. All right, let's look at the forecast timeline to get a better idea of how this storm is impacting parts of the region. The green areas, we see rain and that ice mix in more of the pink shade, and followed by more snow and ice into the purple. So here we are into the midnight hour. We see rain starting to take over much of mainland Nova Scotia, and freezing rain still in central parts of New Brunswick. Here we are Tuesday morning when we start to wake up. We do see some chance of some snow and some flurries behind that rain. And here we are into the afternoon on Tuesday. Still some flurries impacting much of mainland Nova Scotia and parts of northern New Brunswick, and PEI and Cape Breton as well. Something to keep our eye on Tuesday as we continue to see some precipitation in the forecast. Here's our overnight temperatures with that snow mix and freezing rain. And looking ahead to Tuesday, we'll go around beginning in northern New Brunswick, where we see periods of snow tomorrow, temperatures anywhere from 1 to -5. For central New Brunswick, we'll see a few flurries tomorrow morning. Those gusts, though, getting up to 50, 0 or -3 or -5. For PEI, 4 degrees, with wind gusts getting up to 40 there tomorrow. Chance of flurries in the morning. For eastern Nova Scotia and Cape Breton, we'll see rain or snow. Wind gusts getting up to 70 tomorrow, so some wind to deal with. We see temperatures anywhere from 3 to 7 degrees. For central Nova Scotia, we'll see temperatures around 0 or 3 degrees with rain, possible flurries. And for southwestern Nova Scotia, we'll see rain, possible flurries as well, with temperatures around 0 or 1 degrees. All right, that is a look at your weather for this Monday evening. We've got more news to come this evening. We hope you stick around here on your late CTV News.
CTV Atlantic, winner of 2 national RTDNA awards, Best Newscast and Breaking News, plus home to 8 regional awards. CTV Atlantic and ctvatlantic.ca. Watch live on Crave.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
All right, welcome back. This New Year's Eve will feel like midnight came early for parts across the Maritimes, with some countdowns and fireworks scheduled throughout the evening. CTV's Nick Moore takes us through some of the free events that are happening around our region.
While many are eager to go big on New Year's Eve, others are just as happy to go home.
I'm probably just going to stay in with my family and play some board games. I like to stay in. I'm a very big stay-at-home person. I like to relax and just reflect on my year.
Cities and towns across the Maritimes are getting ready to welcome a new year with fireworks and an early bedtime in mind. Early evening New Year's Eve fireworks have been scheduled in Amherst, Charlottetown, St. John, Truro, and Port Hawkesbury. There will be 2 opportunities for fireworks in Moncton, one early at 7:15 and the other at midnight. There will also be midnight fireworks going off in Halifax and Sydney. In addition to free public events on New Year's Eve, there are special ticketed gatherings from live music to dances, including a formal gala in Fredericton, which has become an annual fundraiser for Highway 11.
Highway 11 is in support of grade school children. The schools approach us and we fill the gaps wherever they need.
We're holding a 2000 and 1990s dance party. We wanted to have an opportunity to bring the public together to not only support our charity, but an opportunity to get together out and about again.
Free public transit on New Year's Eve is also being offered in Greater Moncton, Halifax, and Sydney, giving another option for people to get home safely. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
All right, time now for one quick TV timeout, we'll call it. Let's take a look outside, though, before we go that. At Lunenburg this evening, we'll have a peek and check in there and see what it looks like on the streets in Lunenburg, where we saw quite a bit of freezing rain turning into more like rain at this time now. We've got more news just on the other side. This is your late night CTV News. And while many were either shopping this holiday season or relaxing, others we find took straight to the ski slopes of Martok to go skiing. We go to CTV's Hafsa Arif once more with this report.
Skis clicking into place, boards strapped tight. On Friday, Martok saw a steady stream of skiers and snowboarders take advantage of fresh snow and open runs.
Oh, I love skiing. When the ski hill's open, I'm here. Yeah, and everything else on Christmas right now is closed, and the ski hill is open, so, you know, what else can you do, right?
Snow that fell the day before helped set the scene, while crews worked around the clock to get the hill ready early this season.
Mother Nature is absolutely, she's a sweetheart this year, because we opened on December 12th, which hasn't happened for a very, very long time.
And on Boxing Day, there was even more to explore.
They just opened the other hill there, so
we've been coming here for years. We come here every year, pretty much every week, every year. It's a great spot to be. It's a great environment. It's always good time, good fun. They'll take care of the hills. We love it here. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
This season also marks a big milestone, 60 years of Martok being part of Nova Scotia's ski culture.
We want to have more bank turns and kind of interactions. We're planning to build a castle at the top of the ski hill where you will be able to ski through it or jump over it. And we're planning to introduce tubing as well.
For families with time off, the hill offered a different kind of holiday tradition.
Hoping for some good conditions. I know it's still pretty new out here. We've got myself, my wife, and our 3 kids, so we're just looking to, you know, get a couple of runs in, warm up for the season, basically.
For others, it was about fresh snow and fresh air.
Super nice. I'm glad I can get some air now.
The hill expects things to pick up as the holiday breaks continue.
Now that people are getting over the coma of eating too much turkey, hopefully we'll see them in the next couple days.
With fresh snow, open runs, and a milestone anniversary underway, Martok is inviting Nova Scotians to trade the couch for the slopes this winter. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Windsor.
Great way to spend the day, and that's a look at your late news for tonight. Just a reminder, if you've tuned in late or if you'd like a second look at any of our stories, you can always find them on our website, ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It's your home for news. I'm Jesse Thomas. Thanks for staying up with us. Now, it is getting close to the end of the year, so we'll wish you a happy and safe New Year's, but I hope to see you back here again tomorrow night as I fill in for Bruce Frisco. Take care. Have a good night, everybody.